soaked in pure Coalinga or anything like that. It's just about putting in the hours, you know what I mean? Oh, I see we have some people from Coalinga here tonight. Put a sock in there, will you? So anyways, where was I going with that? Oh yeah. But a lot of you don't know that a good way to put your practice time in is to turn on the Weather Channel, turn the sound off, darken your motel room, and watch the Weather Channel with the sound off, and practice quietly as you do so, and you'll make tremendous strides musically. And that's what I was doing this afternoon when I saw the weather report. For Santa Barbara. And it said that the temperature was 64 degrees. And it feels like 64 degrees. So it's great to be out here in California where everything's exactly what it seems to be. I know that some of you may get a little tired of that. In that case, I'll invite you to visit me down in Texas where nothing, never mind. Whoops. Anyway, I'm gonna... I'm going to do a little song about my homestay right now. And one of the things I like to do is whenever I got to go somewhere in Texas driving, I like to take the back roads there, mainly because the smallest farm-to-market roads in Texas are roughly the size of an interstate throughway, but anyways, you can get around pretty good on those back roads, and you come to all interesting kinds of places that are off the beaten track. I've got a highly detailed county-by-county map book of Texas that's about that big, and I'm not exaggerating. It's about that big, and I'm not exaggerating. It's like huge. Anyways. One of the places you might get to is Wortham, Texas, which is a little burg of about 3,000 people, and I'm here to guarantee you it ain't never going to be 4,000 people. Wortham, Texas. If there wasn't a sign on the outskirts of town that said, you are now entering Wortham, Texas, or you can turn around, it's a double value. If you're going the other way, it says, you are now leaving Wortham, Texas. If they didn't have that sign there, you might wonder for a moment whether you were in Wortham or whether you were in Normandy or Jewett or Marquez or any of them towns around there, because they all look about the same. 3 churches, 4 liquor stores. Some of them got 4 churches and 3 liquor stores. But Wortham is unique because it has 2 graveyards, 2 cemeteries. And y'all might be thinking to yourself, why would a town of 3,000 people have to have 2 cemeteries? Obviously, if you're thinking back to yourself, you're not from Texas. Anyway, one of the cemeteries is right downtown, and it's very spiff. A guy whose name is Chuck, and I know that because it says so right on the pocket of his shirt. He comes there with a riding mower and makes sure the grass is cut about that tall. And all the gravestones are gleaming, and so is the church that stands above the graveyard. And then there's this other cemetery, and it's not even in Wortham, even though it says that it is. It's not. You have to leave the city limits. Just when you go past the sign that says you're now leaving Wortham, Texas, you have to know to park your car there. And then you get out and walk. You have to open a cattle gate. Don't forget to close it behind you. It's just good manners. And you walk up this little hill, up a dirt and gravel road, and when you get to the top, in amongst the trees there's a little cemetery. They're still burying there, but not much. A lot of the gravestones are real old, and they're made out of cement. Some of them ain't no bigger than that, smaller than my road atlas. And toward the back of the cemetery, there's one little gravestone made of cement that's been there for so long that the rain and the elements have worn away the letters, so you got to get up real close to it in order to see who's buried there. Well, you practically just have to get down on your knees. And when you do, then you'll see that it's the final resting place of a lady named Classy Jefferson, who grew up in a community outside of Wortham that ain't even there no more. Nothing but a couple of little chimbleys all standing up amongst the grapevines. A community called Couchman, that's where Classy Jefferson lived and died. And that's where she gave birth to her family, including 2 sons, the older of whom was named Geet, and he worked in a sawmill. And the younger of the 2 was born blind, and his name was Lemon. I was leaving out of Dallas and I had a pocket full of money and I had a half a pint of gin. I don't have to tell you when I got to Corsicana all about the shape I was in. Yeah, but I come down here 'cause I heard that's where you'd been. Corner on the sidewalk by the old pharmacy, and I was staring out into space. There ain't much to see here. All the things that used to be here, they're all gone without a trace. You know it ain't much to look at, but I know you'd remember the place. It's just past the city limit sign, down the evening sunshine, pretty going down. It's all quiet and still. You can stand there and feel the heat rise from the ground. And the leaves shaking on the trees is the only sound. I don't know why I come here. I ain't even from here. It's just a little bit out of my way. Maybe a photograph I've seen of you in some old magazine or something I heard you say. But this not being my home, I don't think I can